Dear students, now we are going to see the important plant physiology, the functional organization. In our plant physiology, now we can see the transport. Transport is the important chapter for your NEET exam. Lot of information combined and in the complex of this transport system will give more confused. Hence, in order to avoid such a confusion, I want to give some details one by one, so you can easily observe the transport, and it can also possible for you to prepare for your NEET exam in a proper way. The present day flowering plant, angiospermic plant. You know that the angiospermic plants are advanced in level. Their physical structure is also in advance compared with the algae, fungi, bryophyte, endophyte, and also gymnosperm. So gymnosperm somewhat the prior of advanced level of angiosperm, but angiosperm is the most well advanced structure. They are having proper root and they are having proper stem, bulky stem, and they are having a longest branch and longest height. Nearly about the plants or the teak. Suppose we may take an example: teak wood, teak tree, which is the highest 20 meters, 30 meters height. Such a flowering plants, angiospermic plants are having the beautiful physical structure. So based on that, they are all the plants are led to the biggest challenge in the transport of water from root to several meters high in big trees against the gravitational force. That is important. So the water will be taken from root to top of the leaves, top of the branch, top of the tip of the plant, can possible only to against the gravitational force. So it is the biggest challenge of physical process of the plant. So gain of water and loss of water is also one of important process of plant physiology. So gain of water, the water can be utilized in various process of physical process, physiological process of plant, and can also be utilized for photosynthetic process and the yielding of highest energy and producing trees, flowers, and also fruits and something seed also for the next generation. So gain of water gives a lot of physical activities, and it's also to be utilized in various processes of physiological activities of plant. And simultaneously, loss of water also very much important. Loss of water is when we can say, when we are seeing the loss of water in the plant only through transpiration. So stomata can be utilized for the purpose of transpiration. The exudate out, the extra water will be comes out through stomata, and it is also called a loss of water. And moreover, xylem and phloem play a major role, vital role in our plants for absorption of water. The xylem is an important organ. It is water conducting tissue, water conducting organ. And it's also having its own complex xylem tube, xylem elements, and such a companion cell or sheet tube, everything are there. And they are also utilized for the purpose of absorption of water. And phloem is important for the absorption of minerals for the food processing of the plant. So, this transport is completely are classified into two important. One is short distance travel. Transport is a short distance travel. That is cell to cell. So suppose imagine one of bar trees there. There's xylem and phloem is there. It's circular movement of water from in a circumferences. So there is a short distance, cell to cell movement, cell to cell. Xylem to phloem, phloem to xylem are next to other cells. So they can easily possible. There is no much effort. There is no much need of energy. At the long distance means from the root to xylem to bark xylem or stem xylem, and then branch xylem, then it will go to leaf xylem, and then it will utilize for the process of photosynthesis, then it will yield energy, then the food product is taken by the phloem and it will travel from phloem to the at the tip of root. So it is a long distance process. So when we are seeing the short distance between plant, there is a diffusion. You know that diffusion, the molecules are evenly distributed in an area. The molecules are evenly distributed without taking much risk. So diffusion is very much important. So short distance cell to cell movement, the process is ultimately taken as diffusion. And then one more important is imbibition. So these are all that comes under this short distance traveling, transport from cell to cell with the help of a diffusion process and also imbibition process. So long distance means we can say it is the ascent of sap. So we would see it later what is the meaning of ascent of sap, what do you mean by osmosis, then it will be seen in later state. So ascent of sap important one process. With the help of xylem, the water will be taking in a speedy way to the highest part of the trees. Such a way ascent of sap important process, and the translocation of solid. These are all the important process of transport. Now the transport is divided into two types or classified into two types. One is passive transport, another one is active transport. So what is the meaning of passive transport? Passive transport is nothing. So it is a physical process. No energy is needed. No energy is expenditure in nature. So it is the process by which plant can take their water molecule and other minerals through diffusion, and also another one important process, facilitated diffusion and imbibition and osmosis. So what do you mean by facilitated diffusion? So I can explain in details one by one afterwards. So just now we can gain some amount of information regarding a transport. There is a two types. One is passive transport. So passive transport is a physical process. There is no much need of energy, and also it is based on this passive transport. Three important processes there: diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and osmosis. Imbibition also be there. Okay. Next, active transport. So active transport is a biological process. It's not the physical process. It's only the biological process. So you know everything. What do you mean by physical process and what is the biological process? So with the help of biological activities of inside of the root, xylem, phloem, and they are all giving much potential to act on that absorbing of water from the soil, and it can also be possible to absorb the minerals along the soil, along the water. Such a wise, the active transport is based on this biological process, not as a physical process compared to the passive transport. So active transport is biological process, but energy expensive process. They can take the energy from mitochondria. ATP is already synthesized by mitochondria. That adenosine triphosphate energy will be taken for furthermore activities of active transport. So there is a two important process by which the transport of water and minerals can be possible by the plant. And cell to cell transport. So already I have been explained in details short distance cell to cell. So there will be evenly distributed movement of molecule randomly throughout the area. Hence it is called diffusion. And the transport is already we can separate as a passive transport and active transport. I have been explaining in details about what do you mean by passive transport and active transport. These passive transport also be divided into two. One is diffusion, another one is facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion means that plant can get some important convenient to send the molecule from one cell to another cell with the help of some convenient pattern. Such a wise it is also classified into carrier protein and the channel protein. So later I can explain in detail about what is the meaning of carrier protein, what is the process of carrier protein, what is the process of channel protein. It's also quite possible for us to obtain details in that stage. This active transport is also one type of carrier protein and channel protein pumps activity. So these are all the important transport system. So introduction of transport systems is over. Thank you.